Have you been told that you can't actually use double negatives in English? Well, actually, you can. So today, let's discuss that. Now, I learned English as a native speaker, but I think that we can all agree that we all have heard at some point our teachers say,
"You can't use double negatives in English, they don't exist, and they don't make sense."
But actually, this is not really true. English is a complicated language, and sometimes it acts kind of as a mathematical language, actually. So it's not really correct to say that you can't use double negatives in English. It's more like you just have to understand the new meaning you're making if you choose to use double negatives. So to my knowledge, most languages, I think, use double negatives as their normal way of negating something in a sentence. So the word nothing in English is actually negative. So that's why when we eat nothing, we don't usually say, "I don't eat nothing." We change nothing and say, "I don't eat anything." Because normally we negate the verb and then the object has to be a positive. But if we want to negate the object and say nothing, that means we have to have a positive verb. So let's look at these two sentences that mean exactly the same thing. I don't eat anything, and I eat nothing. But now let's actually use a double negative and look at what I'm talking about when I say that the meaning is the only thing that changes. So let's analyze the sentence, I don't eat nothing. Let's start with the beginning of this. I don't eat. I think we all understand that. That means I have something in my hand and I just don't eat it. And then the last part of the sentence, nothing. Well, in my hand, you can see there is nothing. So my question to you is, what don't I eat? Well, I don't eat nothing. So when I said English is like math, it's the same thing. We have two negatives, we multiply them together and we get a positive. So I don't eat nothing means I eat something. Now let's look at a real example that I use myself a lot, and I think that actually native speakers do this relatively commonly. Can't with not. And let's remind ourselves, if we can do something, that means we have the ability to do it. And if we can't do something, well, then we don't have the ability to do it. And if we do something, then we do it, we use it. And if we don't do that thing, then we simply don't use it. We don't interact with it. So maybe it's a little weird to hear someone say, I can't not go, but let's think about it. It actually makes sense. I can't not go. So what does that mean? It means I can go. And in fact, this can't not go is a way for us to express that we actually have to go. So let's look at an example with a birthday party. Hey Chris, we're going to the cinema tonight. Can you come? Hey Dave, I'd really love to come, but my friend is having a birthday party. It's just a birthday party. He has that every year. I know, but it's my best friend. I can't not go. All right, well, have fun at the birthday party. So if you didn't notice, we add that little extra emphasis onto the not. I can't not go. What this does is it adds a kind of break in the sentence. It makes something much louder so it's much more clear, and it helps the sentence be a little more understandable. So let's use that dialogue again as an example. And here's a very basic question that everyone should understand. What can't Chris do? Hey Dave, I'd really love to come, but my friend is having a birthday party. It's just a birthday party. He has that every year. I know, but it's my best friend. I can't not go. So what's the answer? He can't not go. He really has to go to that party. And as our final example, let's look at another thing that native speakers do with double negatives as a way to kind of get out of a situation. So let's hear a conversation and then we'll look at what was said. Hey, Chris, did you tell my parents I got drunk last night? I didn't not tell them you got drunk. You know, you're really unbelievable. We're not friends anymore. So in this situation, Chris is a little uncomfortable. He told his friend's parents, he got drunk, but he doesn't want to admit that. So he uses double negatives as a way to admit it, but kind of not admit it. So again, when we say we did not do something, let's take our negatives, multiply them together just like math, and we get a positive. So did not do something actually means you did that thing. And before you leave this video, let me know down in the comments what you guys didn't not do yesterday, and tell me what you guys can't not do this week. So I hope that this video was helpful. I hope that you guys learned something, and I hope that you'll actually use double negatives in your own speech. And if you guys like this video, if you found it helpful, leave a like. Consider subscribing for more English content like this. I also post my videos to TikTok and Instagram, so the links for those are in the description. Other than that, have a nice day and see you guys in the next one.